Welcome to Fridays on the Fly, our holiday bonus special edition.
Yeah,
Is that what you want to call it?
Halloween bonus episode.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Ward, and this is Fridays on the Fly.
So what do you want to get into first for Halloween? Your costume.
You want to start mine first?
Yeah, definitely. Mine were simple, so go ahead.
I was a dragon priest from the video game Skyrim. There will be a picture link in our show notes for this episode.
Probably the video, too, of how you made the costume.
Well, the video is not quite done. The dagger video is done. The costume video is not.
Oh, you made a whole video for the costume?
I want to.
How much did you shoot? And did you take any pictures of the process of you making the mask?
Yeah, I mean, I've got pretty good pictures on the mask.
Okay. Because I found a lot of video that I forgot to give you.
You know, I looked at some of the video, the how-to stuff, but it's kind of slow and boring.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And so, I mean, I used some of it, but not a lot of it.
No, but there was one part where I actually videoed you, and we were talking about what happened about not putting the, that was really good. That was a really good segment about you not putting the release agent between the two pieces of mold.
Crucial step.
Yeah. So, first question, you wore the costume Friday, the day before Halloween, to a work function.
Wore it to work on Friday, wore it to a trunk or treat on Friday.
Okay.
And then I wore it Saturday for a photo shoot and Saturday for another trunk or treat.
Okay. So did anybody at any one of these events go, "You're Dragon Priest from Skyrim"?
One person, one kid, and it was Thursday night, or no, Friday night. I wasn't even wearing the mask. I was kind of just watching after my son who's playing on the playground.
Right.
And this kid's got to be like 10 years old, and he's wearing like a blazer. So he's kind of
He's already kind of weird.
So he comes up to me, he's like, "Hello, mister. I like that Dragon Priest outfit you have on. That's very nice." I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks." He's just very matter of fact. It really caught me off guard.
He was actually 25.
Could be. But, because my thought is the mask is what to me is indicative of Dragon Priest. I mean, the rest of it, you don't know. But I didn't have the mask, and he knew right off the bat, and I was really impressed.
Wow.
And also the fact that he's like 10 going on 45.
He probably maybe has an older sibling or a father that plays it or something.
But he was like, "That's a very good outfit, sir. I really like your Dragon Priest outfit." Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, mister. So one kid recognized who you were.
Nobody else. Everybody was like, "Oh, what are you?" "I'm a Dragon Priest from the video game Skyrim." Video games, I don't really follow those.
Oh.
But the funny thing is, at work Friday, one guy, it was his day off. He actually came into work just to take a photograph of my costume. So I don't think you get a better compliment than that.
You got what you got to start at work. You got to start a costume contest.
We used to have one. It's funny. I don't know if I'm the reason that it's gone downhill or not. But we used to have them. I guess the first one was 3 or 4 years ago. It's when I was a knight, and that was my first costume. I really went. Well, no, that's not true. The first one was Two-Face.
Right.
So anyway, they'd had a costume contest, and it's just a prize. You get the compliments of winning.
Right.
Well, the first year I did Two-Face as a cash prize. They didn't tell anybody about, so I got that cash prize.
Right.
Then the next year I was the Templar Knight, so I got that cash prize. So then the year after that, that's when I was a Ghostbuster, and they didn't have a cash prize, and so because of that, they excluded me from the contest because I was too good.
What?
Well, I don't really care because if there's
no
prize
cash,
money, it doesn't matter.
So
then somebody else won, and then this year they didn't even have a contest, and really only 2 people had dressed up. So I don't know if people are intimidated by my costuming.
They're not going to win.
But we went to 8 or so people dressing up of an office of 40 to this year 2 people. 2 or 3, like 2 people had legitimate costumes, including me. One person, had a witch's hat, or 2 people had a witch's hat. So
nice.
I don't know if I'm the cause of that or not.
What did the other person dress as? Mario for Mario.
No, I don't exactly know. I would guess, and this is just a guess, some kind of geisha type thing. Okay. Could be a samurai.
Or a geisha? You're not sure?
I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So how many people dressed up before? You said like 8?
Yeah, I think, one time we had 8 or 10 dressing up.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So they didn't do any type of contest this year where you didn't
Not
win
even
anything.
a contest, no. I got a bunch of people asking me, "So did you win the contest?" Well, if there's a contest, they didn't tell me about it. I don't know.
Well, no, that's impressive.
If the trend continues next year, I'll be the only person dressed up.
But you got to do something really creative other than what we've talked about already.
I've got a couple of different ideas.
You got to do just something ridiculous to where they're like, "Really?" Or something simple like store-bought and see what they say.
But, I feel like the idea we've talked about before is the fact that I have an 8-foot-tall prop is in the realm of ridiculous.
Oh, that's definitely ridiculous. No, I meant something ridiculous, like something unexpected. like they wouldn't expect from you. Literally, like an out of the package bumblebee mask with like just ridiculous. Just something completely ridiculous. So they're like, "What?"
It's funny. I've actually thought like, I wonder if I could get somebody, like have a customer have a mask, and then get another person like you to go into work with that mask, and then like when the contest is there, I'll like walk up like, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
Oh, I'd do it
because at this point, they don't need to figure out who I am. They see the costume like, "Oh, that's Ward." Like when I had this mask on, nobody's like, "Oh, who's that? They're like, "Oh, it's Ward." Okay, yeah, it's you.
It's actually a really good idea. I would do it.
I've thought about it.
You definitely have to go full. You have to have a full like you did this year, the hood and the mask, and and I wouldn't say a word. Completely. Play the costume.
Yeah. Well, to recap my costume, for those of you following along that have not looked at my blog or any of my posts, I had as Dragon Priest, did a resin mask, a robe I sewed together, had a leather mesh cape, resin daggers, leather belt, EVA foam, armor, bracers. Yeah, that does it.
The whole works.
Yeah. I actually had a few people ask me Saturday night, "Oh, did you make this costume?" Yeah. Built it from scratch.
Every piece of it.
How many of these things have you seen in the store this year?
People don't get it. It is that they don't get it.
They don't.
No.
Well, I think most people just can't quite comprehend why somebody go to this much trouble for a Halloween costume you'd wear for, once a year.
It used to be so much more Halloween, I thought, especially amongst adults.
Yeah.
Not just buying a costume, but kids, sure, you buy the generic costumes when you're a kid, but I remember adults taking a little more detail into their Halloween costumes. You're definitely beyond that.
Oh, far, far beyond.
Far beyond that.
I will say it's very rewarding because I can't tell you how many people told me, "What do you do for a living? You need to be doing this full time. You need to go to Hollywood or somewhere and do this full time." That I don't think I can get a greater compliment than somebody telling me this is good enough for you to be a professional.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
Love to be a professional, and for me, this is part of that portfolio I'm building.
Yeah. So would you ever consider that?
I mean, if I could get a job full time where the pay was decent, I'd take it in a second.
Oh, because it seems like more movies are actually going to practical effects now. We had that big push towards CGI, and now it seems to be scaling back a little bit, where they're going into practical effects and costuming, and
and you always need props. You always need handheld props,
of course. Right.
And North Carolina is becoming a very big movie place. A lot of people are filming movies in North Carolina. I guess there's tax breaks or something, but North Carolina is a big place for movies being filmed right now.
Well, I think that really big movie was filmed here. Hunger Games was filmed in North Carolina.
Yeah, there's been a couple of movies in North Carolina.
But I know that a lot of people are into this. When I went to that place, that Smooth On place, they get people that come and buy their product and then send them the props that they make from them, just so they can have one. Like, "Oh, here's what we made using your product." Oh, and the guy took me to the back and showed me a whole bunch of stuff that was made. You would have freaked out there. I mean, it was amazing, and the masks were incredible. You
think my daggers would rate at that place?
Oh, definitely.
I might have
because actually their weaponry was not great. People were like, they were casting real guns, and they were kind of just, it was okay. I wasn't impressed with the finish work on them, but I was impressed that somebody took time to. These would be incredible there. Even the mask, I think, would be incredible there. And they say they take that stuff to trade shows and show it off there. They say they don't sell any other products there. They just show what people make. Oh wow, that's it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, said they're one of the only vendors that does it. But yeah, you got to go there. It's impressive.
But every Halloween I try to do something new, a new skill, and this year was making molds. And I definitely got my education, definitely made a lot of mistakes, learned a lot.
Yeah, the mistakes were made.
Oh, yeah.
Mistakes were made.
But, then I got a new skill, and, molding and casting is kind of the boon of prop making. I mean, do
you feel like you have it down?
I know a lot more. I mean, I'd like to make a couple more.
Even I know a lot more, and I had no interest in it.
Right. If I really can't say I've got it down until I've made a mold without any mistakes.
Right.
Or at least no major mistakes, no release agent in between the two parts. I mean, that's pretty.
I think the mask, I don't think you made any mistakes there.
If I had to do it over again, because I thought I could build it with all the material I had.
Right.
And I ran out of rubber.
Right.
And so if I was going to do that though, and I knew I was going to run out, I would have gotten brush on rubber and done like a hard shell mold, because that way I'd have rubber left over the brush on and the pour type.
Right.
And now I've got just
How much more did you use of the 11 pounds that you got?
I used 2 pounds of it.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No. But
oh, gosh.
If I just brought the brush on, I probably used 2 or 3 pounds total.
instead of 8 or whatever it was.
Yeah, right, 8 to 9
7 or 8 pounds.
Yeah.
Whew. But it was a learning experience. I mean, I'm sure for you, I'm sure if you go to do this again, because, I mean, next year's Halloween costume doesn't really require, I don't think, any type of.
If I go with that, I've had some second thoughts.
Oh, really?
Well, I thought it'd be cool to do like a father-son,
So have you thought of a costume? Father-son?
I've got an idea.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and say it. I thought it'd be cool to do Django Boba Fett.
Oh, that would be so cool.
But then I was thinking to take it past it, because you've seen the typical colors. Maybe we put our own spin on it and kind of do our own colors and do things a little differently.
Yeah, maybe.
But I mean, the good thing is, if we wore Django and Boba Fett, at least people would recognize me. Which this year is a little disappointing. That Skyrim is a huge video game, like game of the year, lots of honors, and I was surprised at how few people had even heard of it.
Oh, I never heard of it until.
Yeah, I guess I was surprised at how few people are into video games. I thought it was more people were.
Oh,
Maybe they were just in the wrong area. I don't know.
Yeah, I think maybe, and maybe the age group that you're looking at. I mean,
could be.
I know your church probably not playing too much Skyrim there.
Yeah, I had a few people that told me, I'm going to take a picture of this. I don't know it, but I have friends that are into video games, so they might know it. It's like, okay, cool. Are these imaginary friends or are they real friends?
Oh, geez. Well, I mean, our Halloween was pretty basic. I mean, we just did painted masks with robes, and I put one picture up because we haven't done a lot of pictures yet. But
did you put it up today?
No, a couple days ago. I think I put it up on Instagram, and I think maybe Facebook. I'm not sure, but I think I just linked it over there. Yeah, it's nothing major, because we were supposed to do something yesterday, but it rained all day. So, and really putting that makeup on their face underneath the mask and getting it off. Oh gosh, that's such a hassle.
What kind of makeup did you do on their face?
Just use the black like grease stuff, so you can't see their skin through the eye openings of the mask. Which, if you've ever tried to get eye makeup off a 7-year-old, it's a lot harder than you think.
I'd imagine that'd be not fun. I'd imagine that'd be difficult.
It's not fun, no. The 7, 8, and 11-year-old. Believe it or not, the 11-year-old was the whiny one. But
one part of my costume that I'd planned to do makeup, and I realized that with the 3-pound mask and like how heavy it was, my face would just wipe it off.
Yeah.
But at one point, I'd planned to shave my head bald because it's in essence a kind of a skeleton underneath the mask,
right?
And I want to go all out. But I didn't, because I was afraid if I shaved my head, it wouldn't grow back.
That's what happened to me, Ward. No, it would grow back. You'd be fine.
I feel like I know logically it would. But there's just that worry. And so, like August, I'm like, yeah, shaving the head, I'm done. And then as it got closer, I'm like, it'd probably grow back, right? It probably would.
Jennifer.
And then when I got to the day off, I'm like, I know logically it would grow back, but what if it didn't? There's got to be a percentage there that, so I didn't.
Well, it's weird. I was actually thinking on the ride over, I was like, I should ask Ward, what would happen if he were to lose his hair? What would he do? What route would he go?
Rogaine, hair transplants.
You go for everything?
Oh, yeah.
You try it all, keep the hair.
I know early on, Jim and I were talking about, like, one of her family members, he dyed his hair at his wife's behest. And there's like, would you dye your hair? In a heartbeat.
See, I'm
dyeing my hair right now.
Cuffs and collars don't match. Oh gosh, no! I was curious what you would do, how far you'd take it.
As far as I could,
as far as you could,
as far as it needs to go.
Well, anyway, when the kids walked around with their costumes, the other kids would they would come from one direction to go up to a house, because we would go trick or treating like old fashioned style, like house to house, and they would run up, and then these other kids would run up, and they would stop dead in their tracks when they saw them, because they're wielding weapons. They've got white masks on, black hooded robes, and the kids would just stop and back up.
That's awesome.
I said, when you got to go to the door, you got to say, "Give me some candy, or I'll kill you," instead of trick or treat. But yeah, I love seeing all the little kids.
Did you dress up with your kids or just your
No,
kids?
I didn't dress up. Sometimes I do dress up, but I just didn't have enough time. I made a nice, scary clown mask.
Clowns are
But
good.
yeah, oh yeah, and it was really scary. The kids were like, "That's too scary." I was like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, you can't wear that. That's too scary." I was like, "Do you want to wear it?" They're like, "No, it's too scary."
I want to see this clown mask.
It came out really, really good.
Actually, if your kids are telling you it's too scary to wear, that sounds like it came out great.
It came out really well. Yeah, and Jack, he just went with a plain white mask. Which is pretty actually kind of scary.
Oh yeah,
I think his
some of
was
the
the
plain ones are
scariest one.
sometimes even worse. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're just human looking faces. There's nothing like distorted about them or anything. They're just human looking, and that white one is it's terrifying. But I mean, pretty uneventful Halloween. Trick or treating, kids loved it. Went to a nice neighborhood, so they gave out full size bars. It was
There you
nice.
go.
No more trunk or treats. Well, anything else you want to add to the Halloween thing?
I will say one thing I did. I did do a photo shoot, and
Oh yeah,
I've done it a couple times. I didn't do it last year in my Ghostbuster costume, and I do like doing the photo shoot just because that way you have like a really nice picture to kind of,
right.
this is Halloween, this is it. So I went to Chinkapin Trail, and I'm not sure I was supposed to be where I was.
No, you're not allowed to be down there. I know right where you were.
Well, there's a sign that says
I've
no
been down there.
trespassing. And the sign's kind of like pointing that way. I'm like, well, it's not really pointing this way.
Right.
So, and then plus, I wanted something that looked like a cave, and that was as close as I could get.
Yeah,
But it's kind of crazy down there because it'd been raining, so the water's coming over the edge.
Right.
And, I mean, it really was like it was hardcore raining as I'm standing on the edge of this rock wall.
It's actually a little dangerous down there.
I mean, there's no walls, there's no
Nope.
railings. It's just 2 foot wide, and there's the edge, and there's water everywhere.
Right. And then you fall off, and it's a good dozen feet or so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
How deep is that water? How?
the water that's not very deep.
So,
once you
I'd
hit
probably be injured.
there'd be some injury. Plus, it's all bamboo down there, so the chance of you not being impaled somewhere are slim. So, but yeah, I know right where you are. We've been down there.
Yeah, I love the picture. I mean, the picture will be in the show notes, but the pictures, they're perfect.
Yeah. What's amazing is you didn't do one. You could have easily done one of the Ghostbusters thing in front of the green screen and made it look like the three of you were like trapping Slimer or something. I mean,
True.
so it's something you're probably going to have to do now.
I didn't have my green screen set up back then. I could have set it up temporarily, but now I've got my little studio, so it works out better.
Yeah, you should think about that.
Yeah, that's one thing I hated, that I didn't do a Ghostbuster photo shoot.
If you're going to be Django Fett, I think that you should be decapitated Django Fett. That would add a whole new level to it because he gets decapitated and his head's still inside the helmet. And that's how Boba finds him. So that could be, just think about it, decapitated Django.
I thought that'd be nice. That way my son and I, we could kind of team up. And
oh no, and
then plus people would know that, because I know if I do Doctor Who, people are like, oh, you're wearing a nice suit today. It's nice to see you dressed up. That's good.
You're wearing a nice suit and you have a blue phone booth with you. Why?
I just had to call home. My cell phone ran out of batteries, so I brought this phone booth.
This is my backup.
But if we did do Doctor Who, my son was going to be a weeping angel.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Except my wife, I tried to convince my wife to be a weeping angel, but she said it was too scary. But,
so let's dress up 4-year-old son to do it.
Well, he'll be 5 next year.
5, yeah, right.
But I teach him on what weeping angels do and like how they behave.
Right.
So like the rest of the day, he
That's
would
what he
do
did?
that. Oh, he did such a great job too. Like my wife would be like turn her back and he'd creep up on her. She'd turn around, he'd stop. He was awesome.
Well, if you the father and son thing, you could do Django and Boba. But if you just wanted to do two, does he know who Boba Fett is and Django Fett are?
Yeah, he's got some toys. I mean, he's not the whole universe plugged in, but he has a toy, so he knows their names easily.
I was gonna say two. Maybe you could do 2 bounty hunters. One is he just has a really cool costume, and it takes like some work to make it look good. Is Cad Bane? He's from Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated thing, but he's the coolest.
And that's Cad Bane.
Cad Bane.
I'll have to look him up.
Yeah, he's and he actually, you could be Cad Bane and Aiden could be the little droid that he has with him sometimes that he uses to blow stuff up. But yeah, either way, but the Cad Bane and Boba, those would be good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But would you cast the Boba mask or would you just go out and get them? Because you can just buy them.
You can, but I like building stuff. I mean, to me, that's
I agree.
Wearing the costume is kind of just, well, you've built it, you might as well wear it.
Right.
I almost don't even care about wearing it, to be honest. I like building the stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd probably try to build a boba.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how many times this changes before next Halloween.
Many times. I mean, what? I decided it's going to be Doctor Who, before Halloween? Now I've already changed it 2 weeks later, so there's a good chance it might change.
Maybe. Yeah. I think I should pretty much wrap it up for the bonus episode, the Halloween bonus episode.
Halloween 2015 has come and has gone.
Thanks for listening to Fridays on the Fly. I'm Eric.
And I'm Ward. We're on iTunes, Stitcher. We have a website, fridaysonthefly.com. We're on social media stuff, so check us out. Rank us, rate us, review us, do stuff. Oh, or email us, ward@fridaysonthefly.com or eric@fridaysonthefly.com. I think we still have a contest going.
I think I might win.
I don't know if I announced that. I don't even know if that episode's aired yet. But guess what? We have a contest. Email us about the contest. That's all you have to do. There may be prizes involved.
Yeah, you said there are prizes involved.
Yeah, there are prizes involved. Right now.
I'm counting on winning the prizes.
Yeah, I emailed, so I'm in the running. Did you email yet?
No, I haven't emailed yet.
I'm beating you now.
I think I got your email.
You did? Yeah, because I wanted to be sure. I'm putting everybody on there. I'm like, I'm going to win this contest. Nobody else emails. So you guys might want to check that out if you don't want me to win.